Reacting to an awesome football weekend with some fantasy questions after the divisional round right now on Fantasy Football Today in 5. And what's up, everybody? It is Adam and Dave. We are recapping this right after the Chiefs-Bills game, which was super fun. Of course, the Chiefs won again. I don't know, Dave. I'm just like, I just kind of want someone else. I just want someone else to have the fun for once, but good for the Chiefs.
Good for the Chiefs, and you might get your wish because the Ravens can beat Kansas City next week in Baltimore.
Yes, they can. I'm going to probably pick the Chiefs, but this should be a great game just like this one was. Now, one question for each game that we just had this past weekend. All right, start with Houston and Baltimore, 34-10 Ravens. Lamar Jackson threw for less than 200 yards for the 7th time this season. When he has a game like this, totally incredible game, but really stole all the fantasy points from everyone. Does it make you hesitant to buy into Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, etc.?
I think when it comes to Mark Andrews, we've seen enough of a track record where he soaks up a lot of the targets when he's on the field with Lamar Jackson. Too many years have gone by, and it almost happened instantly when Lamar became the starter in Baltimore. It does make me worry a little bit for Zay Flowers, though. And I love Zay Flowers. I love the talent. He's on my dynasty team. I think he's great. I'm a little worried that he might be one of those boomer bust type of wide receivers that fantasy managers kind of wrestle with every single week for the next 5 years.
As far as Green Bay and San Francisco, 24-21, 6 straight games actually for Aaron Jones with 108 or more yards, 18 or more carries. He actually just turned 29. So next year will be his age 29 season. What do you think, man? What do you think about Aaron Jones?
I think he saved himself from being a cap casualty and now is more of like a contract year type of guy. And listen, he's going to need to restructure his contract, but I think the Packers will be interested in bringing him back. But keep your eyes open because they're going to have another running back. It will not be A.J. Dillon. They will add somebody at running back to pair with Aaron Jones. Jones could be that type of running back. I'm sure you're going to hear me say this 100 times between now and August. He can get you off to a good start in fantasy. No guarantee he'll be the best Packers running back by the time we get to Halloween.
Okay, the Buccaneers gave the Lions a game. They lose 31-23. As we look at this game here, Evans with a huge game, Godwin quiet. We're going to talk about Godwin on the full-length show. So I'm going to ask you about Baker Mayfield. 349 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But, is he even worth drafting in a 1 QB league next year? Obviously, we don't know where he's going to be.
How deep is the league? We talking 14, 16 teams?
No, 12 teams.
I think about the quarterbacks that'll go around 15th, and that's going to be like Trevor Lawrence and Tua Tagovailoa, assuming that their situations do not change that much. I think Baker's behind them. And you know something? I can't necessarily say that it's for good reason. It's just for it's almost like the reason is because it's Baker Mayfield, and we've seen Baker Mayfield look like crap before. And there have been games this year where he did look terrible and play terrible. He played awesome against Detroit in a big time game. I actually felt a little bad for him that he threw that pick at the end to cost the Bucs a chance to go down and try and tie the game. But maybe he is one of those last round QB2s that you take even in a 1 QB league.
Okay, but assuming Travis Kelce's back next season, this past game, more telling for Stephon Diggs,
yes,
good, or for Travis Kelce, his first big game in a long time, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns.
It was great to see with Kelce. I thought he actually moved around fairly well in this game. I'm expecting him to come back and be back to normal health. Remember, he even started this season with an issue in his knee. He got hurt in a couple of games, had to leave and come back. Diggs is the one that I'm very nervous about. I don't know what went down with him in the second half of the year. It's almost like Joe Brady became the play caller and Stephon Diggs vaporized out there. It's crazy to think about. The Bills need to make some big changes. They just absolutely have to. They can't keep running it back with what they have year after year after year. They're wasting Josh Allen's career. They need a new number 1 receiver. If it's fine if Stephon Diggs stays, but they need another type of playmaker on the field opposite Stephon Diggs. I think that's going to be their number 1 priority this offseason.
That is FFT in 5. We'll be back with another episode later this week. Good evening, everyone.